to the Sunday Journal. I'm your host, Matt Pittett. Thanks for being with us today. We get together each week to talk about issues facing Cape Cod, the islands, and all of southeastern Massachusetts. So welcome into the program today. We're going to talk about an important program that we hope you will help get involved with over the next couple of weeks. Needy families struggling to make ends meet will have a warm and healthy Thanksgiving dinner thanks to the generosity of Cape Cod families and organizations. It's all part of an annual holiday drive that's run by the Community Action Committee of Cape Cod and the Islands. It's called Thanksgiving Baskets for Cape Codders. We're going to talk about it today on the program and hopefully get you involved. We're going to find out what this program is all about with our guests. First of all, you can't see it on the radio, but from my left to right on the radio is Judy Scarafile, of course, a well-known a member of the Cape Cod community, and in her role today, a co-chair of this event. Judy, it's always good to see you. How are you today?
Fine. Thank you for having me.
Great to see you. Joan Resendiz is the volunteer coordinator of this year's 2015 Thanksgiving Baskets for Cape Codders. And Joan, it's always good to see you as well, old friend.
Likewise, Matt.
Good to see you. And Ron Bierce. Ron is with St. Mary's Church in Barnstable. And Ron, always good to see you. You're the coordinator for your church's program this year.
Yes, again this year. Thanks,
always good
Matt.
to see you. They brought you back again, right? Wouldn't let you go. Thanks for being here to all three of you. This is a real important program. I know it's been underway now for, several years, right? Judy, give me an overview. Tell me the 2015 campaign, but Thanksgiving Baskets for Cape Codders. What's this all about?
Well, it really is the upholding the philosophy that every family on Cape Cod should have an opportunity for a nice family dinner on Thanksgiving. And it's kind of shocking when you think that there are families who either can't get together or don't have the money to have a nice meal, and it just doesn't happen. It's really a heartbreak as we all sit down to a huge feast. We really need to think about the others who don't have anything like that.
So this started how many years ago now? Was it?
It's probably 10 years ago. I've been involved for 6 years, and the Cape League was involved, and St. Mary's came on board. So we've, been involved on our end for 6 years. But it's such a incredibly worthwhile program and very moving to get involved in something like this.
How does it work? So kind of give us the overview. Basically, you look to the community to bring in donations, and then clients of CAC and other people who are in need are going to come by and be able to get a meal for Thanksgiving, right?
Yes. Actually, we call it the Thanksgiving Baskets for Cape Codders, and we use the word baskets only because it sounds nicer than boxes, but people do. We have a list online, and our online website is cacci.cc, and if you go online, you will see a list of what goes into a Thanksgiving basket. So besides the turkey, it's all the fixings. And when we've published that, people are really excited because they can print it out and go into the supermarket and literally go aisle to aisle. Or for those who don't print anymore, they just take their iPhone and go through aisle by aisle. And then, so the baskets are delivered to a variety of locations, and then we have on the other end families signing up who are in need, and then they come and pick up on certain days.
Mm-hmm. So in terms of the families who are involved in this, I'll get Joan into the conversation now. Joan is the volunteer coordinator with this effort. So Joan, Community Action Committee, people have heard it before. What is Community Action? What is CAC?
CAC is an anti-poverty agency, and it works towards helping people get back on their feet so they can help themselves. That's pretty much the philosophy. And they run a domestic violence shelter. They run a health care navigator program and also a child care program which provides vouchers to assist with child care and many other programs. And in addition, they operate the seasonal programs to help people who cannot get help from any other agency. CAC is really the agency of last resort in the sense that if they've exhausted all other areas, they can go to this agency for assistance with Thanksgiving. And also we also have a match program which actually helps teens over the holidays because sometimes they're left out of the gift donations. It's mostly young children, so they do that as well.
What have you been seeing for demand? Where have you been the last couple of years with this, and what are you looking at for demand this year, do you think?
Last year, we served 215 families, and that was really tight because at the end there, we were really concerned about donations, and we appealed to you folks in the media, and you were great because people turned out in droves with donations. So we were able to fill our our obligations. So we anticipate the demand to be equal, if not more. Right now, I think we have over 105 people that have signed up, and usually as it goes later,
Right. Now, it's interesting. You said about 215 families, but I think what's important for the listeners to know is that each family probably, let's just roughly say that each family has 4 people. I know that some are many more than that. I did just some rough math, which is dangerous because I can't do math, but you're talking upwards of maybe 900 people that are actually benefiting from this. It's 215 families, but think of how many people are being fed through this, right?
In fact, it's great because when people donate turkeys, they donate all sizes. So we keep the bigger turkeys for the larger families and then the regular sized turkeys for the smaller. So it really works out well.
Running an effort like this obviously takes a lot of help from not just your agency, but you have to get a lot of the community involved. Judy, obviously, is your co-chair, but I know that St. Mary's has been involved in this for a long time, and Ron Bierce is here as well. And Ron, what is it? You guys have been involved with this for a long time now, right? Maybe not since the beginning, but for quite a while.
I've been involved in it now. This will be my 4th year, actually, and St. Mary's has been involved for at least the last 6 years.
Right. So, I know that churches are looked upon, throughout the year for obviously, different donations and helping out people. And so you could go anywhere. You could put your power of your congregation behind any type of effort. So why is it that St. Mary's continues to go with this? What is it that's driving you folks to want to help out this effort each year? What is it about?
Matt, if I could, let me just kind of set the stage, and it answers that question when we get there. There's a lot of people that are going to starve to death today across the world, and even here in the United States, and even in Massachusetts, and also on Thanksgiving. And there are people who have to eat mud pies daily to quench hunger pains. And I had a friend, Ye Samaki, who ran for president of Mali a few years ago, and he told me that when he was young, his mother used to tie a small rope around his stomach to stop the hunger pains when he had no food. And as he told me this story, and here he was as a presidential candidate in Mali, tears started falling from his eyes. We don't really truly understand how blessed we are here in the United States and how thankful we need to be. And Christians have a duty to feed the poor and help our neighbors who are in need of food, particularly here in America too, and especially on Thanksgiving, which means so much to Americans. And I think St. Mary's Church, like all Christian churches, believes that feeding the needy is part of serving one another in the community. And as we serve others, obviously we're serving God. And many times God provides for others and through us, and that's one of the reasons why we're here. And I think that St. Mary's Episcopal Church, like I said, has participated in the last 6 years, and this great Thanksgiving baskets for Cape Cod is with the Community Action Committee of Cape Cod, and we're very happy to do so. In fact, today I would like to present a check to Joan and the folks at CACCI in the amount of $500, which is a start in this direction. And I think that if St. Mary's has been blessed as it has been in years past, as it is this year, I would imagine that we will be able to do at least as good as we did last year, and certainly better than that, Joan, I hope, in the year ahead.
Well, thank you very much, Ron. As always, you folks always come through.
That's a real check, too.
That's a real check.
Real check.
Sometimes I go
make-believe.
Right, sometimes I go to these events and they hand over the big check, and it's not really a check, and you wonder, is anyone actually going to get the check?
Exactly.
But that's actually the real check. You're going to actually cash that, and that's going to actually, all of that is going to go to help out families here.
Exactly.
So, Ron, you folks, obviously you feel passionate about this. I can tell this. So, but in terms of just the holiday itself, why is this important to you? What is it about Thanksgiving that's kind of got you in the spirit?
I think you have to go back. I think we go back to 390 years ago when 102 pilgrims came to this continent to build a new world where they would be free to worship God. And, it wasn't too long after that 56 of those folks died to starvation and disease in the real cold winter that happened. However, they didn't give up. And a year later, I think it was 1621, 46 of the pilgrims and 91 Indians met to give thanks for the bountiful harvest they had that year and for the preservation of their lives. They had every reason to be depressed at that time. But you know what? They weren't, and they weren't discouraged, and they had chosen to give thanks for what they had. And I think that's the meaning, and I think that's what rallies St. Mary's and other churches across the region to be able to participate in events like this. It's part of what we're here to do. And again, Matt, I'm here today, thanks to your good graces, and to talk to your listening audience to support this year's Cape Cod Thanksgiving Baskets for Cape Coders by donating turkeys, or the fixings and meals we have. And, there are a couple of ways to do that. And I know we'll say that a couple of times, but obviously they can go to the CACCI website at cacci.cc for Cape Cod. And there are the full directions on how they might be able to do that. And if they don't have a computer, those that are listening today, you can grab your pencil and paper, and their telephone number is, I thought I had it handy here. I believe it's 508-771-1727.
That is it. I have it in front of me as well.
That's great.
508-771-1727.
And those people will do exactly what needs to be done, and they'll tell you how you can help. And again, I think that's a great thing to do. And at St. Mary's, our church over on Route 6A, which is actually 3055 Main Street in Barnstable, we're going to be collecting turkeys and turkey dinners, not that are cooked, but have all the fixings in a package, just like Judy said. We'll be collecting those on both Saturday, November 20th, or the 21st, and Sunday, November 22nd, right out in front of the church. And if anybody drives by that day, they'll see the long lines dropping off turkeys and baskets of Thanksgiving dinner stuff. So
you guys have just donated $500, but you're doing more than
we're
just
going to do more. In fact, I can tell you right now that even when we started this about a week ago at the church, we had 35 people come up and say, "Ron, let's do it again. Please put me down." And I think what we're going to be heading towards doing at least what we did last year. And I think last year, Joan, we helped feed just St. Mary's alone about 82 families, family to family, if you were. And it's a great thing because the families at St. Mary's will go out and they'll work together. They'll do it. The children and the grown-ups, they see what it means to do this. And when they drop it off, they see us. But sometimes we invite them down too when we're giving it out to families. And it is. It's something, if anybody can get down that day that we do that, it's really nice to see.
If you're just joining us today on the Sunday Journal, we're talking about the Community Action Committee's 2015 Thanksgiving Baskets for Cape Codders. They're looking for you, the listeners out there, those of you who are listening to us right now, to help them out, helping out your fellow Cape Codders. And part of this, I always like to try to convey the message is that you don't really know who you may be helping, right? I mean, your coworker, your neighbor, the person you go and buy your coffee from this morning, they may very well be reaching out to you and helping them out. These are just regular Cape Codders who just need that little extra help to get through the holiday, right, Joan?
That's right.
Yeah.
And it could be due to sickness, layoffs. Mm-hmm. It could for any reason.
Right.
Bad times can hit anybody at any time.
Absolutely.
People who are hearing this and they say, you know what, I'm actually in a position where I need this help. Is there still time for families to reach out to CAC to say, can you help me?
Absolutely.
How do they do that?
Please, they can call 508-771-1727
27 there?
27, thank you.
Yep.
I had to put my glasses on.
I had to squint.
And or they can go right to CACCI at 372 North Street in Hyannis, because either way they're going to have to go in to
Right.
register anyway. So if they're in the vicinity, they should just go directly there.
A couple of years ago, I went to one of the distributions the day of, and it was just really emotional to see a lot of the families come by and, knowing that they were going to be able to have a nice Thanksgiving. So, Judy, why do you stay involved in this?
Well, first, before I answer that,
Yes,
I would
please.
like to recognize my co-chair is Hope Gaglio from the Cape Codder, and she does a great job challenging the other hoteliers and people on the Chamber Sports Committee that Hope and I sit on. And she's been involved for 3 or 4 years, and it just brings in another whole group of people and sort of a nice challenge. But I think we all keep coming back to the same reason why we're involved. We all have a nice Thanksgiving meal when we sit down, and it's time to really recognize that not everyone has that. And if we have an opportunity one-on-one to help a family. I mean, you can put a basket together and literally know that has just helped a family. I've got a great quick story. A little girl in our church came up to me this week and said, "Tomorrow's my birthday, and I told my friends and family that I don't want presents. I'd like them to donate to the food basket." Well, it was hard for me to hold back the tears, but here's a little 6-year-old girl saying this to me. So I think the message is really across Cape Cod. People really do want to help, and I think thanks to the media, the pouring out we had last year, once we got the need out there.
Wow.
I think what's great is that it's basically direct donation. People know that everything they give is going to go towards to a family. End of story.
That's
I think that's really important for people.
Exactly.
Because honestly, people are very pressured this time of year from all kinds of events, organizations, charities to help them out. So,
yes.
All right. So it is cacci.cc is the website. The phone number is 508-771-1727. Plenty of time for everyone to still get involved to either donate or families as well.
Yeah, we need donations.
Judy, final thought?
I have just one last thing I'd like to add. Alan Davis from Cape Cod Creamery came on board 6 years ago, and he is there with his truck that has freezer capability, and he gives out 100 quarts of ice cream to the first 100 families. It's just a neat thing,
nice.
And people are so excited.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the heck with the turkey, give me the ice cream.
But they're
They're so excited
Go to
to get
dessert
the
right away.
flavor they love.
Well, we hope that this helps out, and we'll talk about it a lot leading up over the next couple of days. And thank you to the three of you for being involved in this great program for the community. Ron Bierce, Judy Scarafile, and Joan Resendiz. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we appreciate your time coming by here today. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Matt.
You too, Matt.
And thanks for being with us today on this segment of the Sunday Journal.